Chapter 7 Tides of Deception. The descent into Vern's Undercity began with a staircase hidden behind a rusted grate in a derelict plaza. The air changed as they went down, from the open chill of night to a heavier, humid weight, thick with the mineral tang of wet stone and the faint, acrid scent of old oil. Each step echoed into darkness, swallowed by the slow drip of unseen water. Flickering lay crystals jutted from the tunnel walls, their light fractured by the moisture beading on their surfaces. The glow shifted from pale blue to green as they passed, painting their faces in ghostly hues. Fine droplets clung to Ziren's hair and lashes, and the muffled grind of distant machinery vibrated faintly through the floor beneath their boots. The passage narrowed, forcing them into single file. Lysara led, her midnight cloak damp at the hem, her eyes scanning the shadows with calculated precision. She moved like someone listening to the air itself, each step deliberate. "Pressure's shifting," she murmured. "We're close to a warded space." A sudden metallic click echoed ahead, a trap trigger. Before Ziren could react, Lysara's hand shot up, fingers tracing a quick spiral in the air. A shimmer of violet energy bloomed before them, catching a spray of conjured bolts mid-flight. They clattered harmlessly to the floor, hissing where the enchantment burned away. "You've still got a curse tied to you," she said quietly, glancing back at Ziren. "But it doesn't define you. Remember that." Her words landed heavier than he expected. For a heartbeat, he wasn't in the Undercity. He was in his own mind, replaying every moment the shard had turned against him. The weight in his chest was real, pressing as much as the air around them. Silas broke the silence, crouching beside a wall etched with runes nearly erased by centuries of damp. They traced one with a gloved finger, and a segment of the stone slid inward with a low groan. A hidden path yawned open, warm air spilling out, smelling faintly of charred wood and incense. They followed it into a chamber where robed figures worked around a table strewn with maps. One lifted their head, a familiar face, someone they had met in the enclave days before. Relief washed through Ziren, until the man's eyes flickered unnaturally, the irises rippling like disturbed water. The voice was right, the mannerisms perfect, but there was something hollow in the pauses between words. Lysara's posture shifted subtly, one hand slipping toward her cord-wrapped blade. The false ally smiled. "You've been expected." Reality fractured. The walls bled into mirrored copies, the floor tilting beneath them. 3 Lysaras stood before Ziren now, each a perfect reflection, their expressions identical. The lay crystals above pulsed faster, their light stuttering like a faltering heartbeat. Ziren gritted his teeth and gripped the shard. It thrummed against his palm, warm at first, then blazing. The light from it cut through the illusions, burning the false images to smoke. The impostor lunged, but Lysara's cords snapped out, wrapping his arm with a hiss of searing energy. The glamour shattered, revealing a Chronivant agent, skin pallid, veins running with silver-black flux. The fight was tight and claustrophobic, the smell of scorched cloth and metal filling the chamber. Ziren kept the agent's blade locked with his own, while Lysara's strikes landed with surgical precision. Scylla's voice rose in sharp, harmonic bursts, rattling the very air and forcing the spy to his knees. In the chaos, Lysara found Ziren's gaze for a brief instant. No words passed, but her look carried something solid, trust, or at least the beginning of it. They took a fragment of flux lore from the spy's satchel, a shard of etched crystal, wrapped in black cloth. But before they could retreat, the ground shuddered violently. A section of the ceiling tore free with a deafening crack. Stone dust rained down, stinging eyes and catching in throats. Silas shoved them toward the exit, just as a collapsing wall cut them off, sealing Silas on the other side. The sound of grinding stone faded, leaving only the hiss of falling rubble and the oppressive silence of separation. Zarin stared at the barrier, the shard's glow dimming in his palm. Somewhere above, the city continued on, unaware that the foundation beneath it was crumbling, and that betrayal was already winding its way through their ranks.